Hey guys, David here from Final Cut School, and in today's tutorial I'm going to be giving you guys a intro into color grading with Final Cut Pro 10. So right here we have all my clips, and these are some clips that I shot with my hacked GH2. So we're going to get some nice quality footage right here that we're going to be able to play back, and we're going to color grade. Now the first thing you want to do when you are planning to get that film look or just get a artistic look in post, make sure when you're actually shooting the footage that you try to get the flattest image possible. So pretty much if you're shooting with a Canon DSLR, you want it to be probably like the cine style preset, or if you don't have that preset, what you will do is go into the different presets and make so your saturation's down about 2 notches, make so your sharpness is down all the way and your contrast is down all the way. If you're shooting on any other type of camera, and you can set the presets, pretty much put down saturation, take off all sharpness, and take off all contrast, so you get as much detail as possible. Then later on in post, where I'm going to show you right now, you can darken it up, you can change the color aspect and all that. So that is one thing you want to do before you shoot. The picture might not look the prettiest on your LCD screen when you are shooting the footage, but later on you definitely want to have the flattest image possible. Second tip, when you're shooting out there, have the color tone, have the white balance, and try to get as much of the final look that you want to get. Meaning this, if you're going for a very cool bluish type of film look, don't just try to get that all in post. Try to shoot try to shoot out in the field with a with a bluish color tint before you go into post. It will just make the color grading easier and everything like that. So as you can see, I have a different couple clips right here that we are going to color grade, and I'll show you right now. So let's just pick one. We'll pick this one right here. So here's the windowsill. It was a raining day, and it had a little bit of a goldish yellow tint outside. So we're gonna go with that line. So let's get our in and out points. To get your in and out points, either you can drag, so you can start. Let's just say we want this to be our start. We can just drag that, or you can do I for the in point, go over, and then you can have O for the out point. Now that you can either drag, or you can just hit E and it will go down in the timeline. So let's just drag this out just a tad more. So here's the clip, and what you're gonna do, if it's not open already, there's gonna be a little eye over here, and that is your inspector window. So make sure that is always on, because if you're coming from Final Cut 10, you're really not gonna see any effects that you can just drop into your footage for color correcting or three-way color correction or anything like that. It's all going to be in this inspector wheel. So let's go right here, and that is the color and correction. You hit this little arrow that goes to the right, and this is going to look a little bit different from Final Cut 7. Pretty much this is what it is. Exposure, this is where you can darken it up. So your shadows right here is going to be this toggle right here, where you can pretty much darken up your footage. This one is going to be your highlights, so you can think of this as your white balance on how not your white balance, but your white highlights. You can make those brighter or lighter, and then these are going to be your midtones right here. So now saturation, it's going to be the same thing. Left is going to be your blacks, and color right here is pretty much going to be your color tone. So what I like to do is you got to pick what color you want to go with. So right now I want to go with more of a yellow tone, so we're gonna get the white, the highlights, and we're gonna drag it over to the yellow, and right there, let's see, about right there. So that's all we did right there. We just got the white highlights, so we want the whites to have a little bit of a yellow tint. So we can go back real quick, and you can click right here to see what you've done. So that's the before, and that is the after. So already we are starting our color correction. So we'll go back, and what I love to do, I like to go to exposure, and we want our blacks to be just just crushed. If you ever heard of crushing your blacks, this is what we're gonna be doing. So you go to exposure and you can go to shadows. We're gonna grab this and we're just gonna bring this down. And as you can see, we are definitely crushing our blacks, because you want your blacks to be just pure black. You're gonna have no video noise or anything like that. And saturation. Now, saturation can go either way. If you like saturation high, go ahead and put it high. If you look, it just depends on your mood. Sometimes there's films that have like barely any saturation, is very low saturation. It all depends on the look you're going. So we can we can put this saturation up and see how it looks. That looks too saturated to me. We can break this go down, but then it gets rid of the yellow tint that we're going for. So I'm gonna put this just up a little bit, not much. Now we're gonna go back, and that is pretty much our color correction right there. So we're gonna see the before. So here's the before, and that is the after. So you can see, it has a way better, to me, film look, and just gives it the video more character. So that is one example right there. And of course, if you wanted to, you can always put your aspect. You can always put the anamorphic aspect. So let's go to crop, and we can put this at 8, bottom 8, and there you go. Give that film look. Now we're gonna go and we're going to do the exact same clip. So we'll just copy and paste this. Now we're going to do this exact same clip, except we're going to do it a different color tone. We're going to change it up a lot. So get rid of that one. We're going to add a new one right here. We're going to the right. Now this time, let's go for a bluish tint. Now I didn't shoot this with a bluish tint, so let's see how well it comes out. So let's first go and let's get, this time we're going to do our shadows. So you can do highlights, but last time we did highlights. This time we're going to do our shadows and give it a bluish tint in the shadows. So as you can see, we're going up. You don't want to go too high. As soon as you see it's going a little bit too blue, you just want to, when you're color grading, color correcting, you want to do just slightly slight changes. You don't want to do anything too over dramatic, because if you do over dramatic, it's gonna just look unrealistic. You're gonna get something looking like a cartoon or something. So we're just gonna barely raise this up a little bit, and maybe raise up the midtones a little bit to get that bluish look. Now we're gonna go to exposure, and we're gonna crush the blacks one more time, and then saturation, we're gonna raise the saturation. So now let's look at the before and after. So that is before, and now we have a little bit more of a bluish tint. So we'll play back both, and you guys can see the two different color grades. So here's the one with the yellow tint, and then here's the one with more of a bluish tint right here. So either way, it all depends which way you want to go. But remember, always have the inspector window out, go correction, go over, and you just want to pick and choose. I always love having the exposure shadows crushing the blacks. You want to crush the blacks. You can see, as you can see, you can overdo it. You can do a lot of crazy stuff. We'll put this up a lot. Let's see, and we'll make this color. We'll go dark. As you can see right there, that is, here's one with a yellow tint, and then here is like a dark red, and we crush the blacks a lot, and it gives an artistic look. So it just depends. You can mess around with it. Remember that you can always see what you did. You always take it off right here. That's the before, that's the after, and you can copy and paste, try to get different looks. But remember this is very important when you're color correcting and doing something for a short movie or anything like that. When you pick one type of look that you want to go for, you got to make sure that you get this exact same look for all the shots you go for. So as you can see, for this shot right here, let's see, we'll get another shot of a windowsill. Okay, right here. So if you will get this in the timeline. So if you have this look, you want to make sure that for every single shot unless you're doing something totally weird, you want that exact same look. You got, it's gonna look weird if one shot is a yellow tint and then you go into the next scene and it has a bluish tint or a red tint. You gotta make sure it matches throughout the whole video. And one thing you can do, one way you can do it, it's not as effective as Final Cut 7, because you could copy and paste the whole effect you did, but you can always match color. So we'll match color, we'll choose, I'll come over here, I'm gonna choose that reddish tint, and then we'll hit apply match, and as you can see, it tried its best to give it a reddish tint. So we can always go in here and go and try to fine tune this a little bit. I want those colors to you want to crush those blacks. Let's see, maybe put the saturation up a little bit on the highlights. Color, it looks not that bad. We might make this a little bit more red, and then we'll go back, and as you can see, it is matching a lot better. So you can always pick and choose and try to give you just want to match up the color so it's not going from a red tint to a blue tint or anything like that. You want to make sure that it has all the right colors, and so if you want to match it up easily, you can always do match color, you choose, and then go pick in your timeline what color you want to match up. So yeah, that is just a beginning tutorial into color correcting in Final Cut 10 and color grading. So the three things that you guys should learn from this video is that from the very beginning, pick one color and just stick with it throughout your whole video. Make sure that you are trying to shoot as close as you want for the final look when you're actually going out there and shooting, and not just waiting for all of it in post. And then thirdly is make sure, if you want to get that nice film look or anything, you go to color correction and make sure you crush your blacks. Don't put the saturation up too high, but it all depends. You just want to slowly do little changes, see how it looks, go back and forth to see how it looks from before and after, and just try to get the best look that looks good to you. So I hope you guys learn a little something from this video. I'll have a part 2 and a part 3 into color correction and color grading and do more advanced stuff. This is a beginning tutorial, and I hope you guys can go out there and get that film look, get that color grade that you want for your guys' project. So I'm David from Final Cut School. If you guys like my videos, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Laters.